All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a new podcast. Friends just chatting. It's a real thing. It's happening. I'm Axel, and this is my co-host Kylan. And
Hello.
yeah, this is just gonna be us talking. It's gonna be great. Okay.
It's gonna be awesome. We're like the most entertaining people ever, trust.
Oh, I know. But to be fair, though, the reason why we came up with this, first of all, was because half of the topics we talk about just it's all random and it just sounds like something you'd hear in a podcast. And so that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Um so we'll just start the fact that it literally November is like a day away.
No, it just turned 2024. We need to stop.
I know. Like I literally the brand new year 2024 feels like it was like yesterday.
It
Like
really does. What Halloween is tomorrow. What is that?
Halloween is tomorrow. I do my English. Whew. Um I do
Tough
my
language.
it's a great language. I do my yearly rewatch of The Shining every Halloween. I just can't believe it's here already. It's I don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
To be fair, it literally felt like I don't know, like a day ago. It was like, oh, it was October. Here's October.
Yeah, right.
But now we're like literally almost in November. Um, November is always a weird month for me. Um, that sounds really bad the way I phrased that. Uh, I didn't mean it.
Wow.
I
So why
didn't.
is it a weird month, huh?
I didn't. I didn't mean it like that. Um, a lot of weird things have happened to me in November. I'll just put it that way. Um, I broke my foot going on 2 years ago in November. Um,
Oh.
yeah, and then 3 years ago I had some not so happy events as well in November. Um,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always an interesting month for me, but I don't know. Like the last 3 months always feel like they fly by. I don't know how it is for you, but they're just gone.
For sure. It's
The fact that we're like literally we're like edging the year where we're gonna graduate is just wild.
Oh my god. Every time someone says that to me, I just don't believe it. I'm
And
not ready to cope with that.
yeah, no, it's such an unreal thing because I feel like at least for me, it's just been so long where I was in like fourth grade and 2025 just felt like a non-existent year to get to,
Hmm.
and now it's
And
just here almost.
yeah, it's. I mean, we pretty much our entire lives, at least like for most of our conscious lives, we've spent it in school, and it's gonna be so weird to not have that anymore. I don't even know what to expect afterwards, to be honest.
No, for sure. And I mean, I know I do have plans that I'm pretty open about, but like most people I talk to in our class, they, it's all up in the air, which is so fair because I don't know who decided that 18 was just true adult, but like,
Right, like this. I mean, at least give like a little easing or something.
right. And for me, I'm moving to a different area, and I'm just gonna take like a 6 month hiatus and just get to know the area and relax a little
Right.
bit. Uh,
Hmm.
I think that's what everyone should do. Like,
Oh, for sure.
or that, or like travel the country a little bit. Like, there's 50 states, and I've only seen like 12 or whatever, you know?
Right. Unfortunately, in my case, Huka, the college
Oh,
I got a scholarship for, wanted me to start in August of 2025. So I get like a
that's
month. I get like a
that's
month to
rough.
myself. Yeah.
That's not fair, bro.
It's not,
D-
but that's what the scholarship says, so I don't have a choice.
Dang. Uh, to be fair though, I will say I for I know what QT kids are like kind of. There are some wild people down there, bro. Um I'm assuming you'll get invited to that like their ordeals. It's just
Probably.
it's a wild turn of events. Like I can't explain it. It's just wild compared to like what I'm doing. Like you're going to a traditional college, which is cool. I'm going to an arts college
Mm-hmm.
where I don't think they really have, they don't have parties or frat houses or any of that.
Right.
You do. So that would be an
Well,
interesting experience.
to be fair, I'm not like a party person at all. I don't like events like that, and I just tend to
That's
keep to myself.
that's
So,
fair though. And I think that is something I'm working on personally is like social anxiety. It being so and I know this probably sounds cliche, but like being social doesn't sound real. Um uh, that might be weird for me to say, especially because I've spent the majority of my life online and being social on social media, but now it's all happening in person, which
mm,
is debatably better in some cases, depending on what field you're going into. Um, for me, with the movies, you can't do that virtually. So,
right.
it is
And
what it is.
I have an idea. Like, it's not, this isn't set in stone or anything, but I have thought about like going into like clinical psychology, like being a therapist and stuff. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, and myself included, prefer to do that stuff in person, even though, virtual is an option. It's just, it feels better seeing a person in person do something like that.
Oh, it 100% is. Um, and I briefly had a therapist during the COVID times where that's when it started and that's when it ended, and it was all virtual. And
Hmm.
I just don't think it clicks as much. You're talking to pixels. I mean, I don't know. Weird note. I saw your brother yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. That would also be a cool thing to do on this podcast if y'all want to see our random friends or you know buddies
Hmm.
get on here. That would also be an entertaining thing to do. But I started working out yesterday, and he was there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's real.
Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. I can't feel anything today, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's always how it is when I try to work out. I always hurt myself every time.
I, that's that's real. I do feel like though, if you're sore, at least I feel like it's doing something.
Right. Mm, for
Um,
sure.
and I've also started dieting with the working out because I'm like, if I do both, something's bound to happen, right? Wait,
Hopefully.
a difference. I mean, I'm hoping a good difference. That is. Um, yeah. If we'll do this too because it's our first episode. Y'all are getting to know us. You I don't know what channel this is gonna go on. But if you know me, you know me for movie reviews. And I'm assuming if you know Kylan, it's for music, right? Um, usually.
Probably, but like I don't think I've ever spoken on any of my social media platforms. So,
Ah, so this is definitely different for you.
hmm.
Um, so basically, if you could describe yourself in one word, what do you think it would be?
Oh, good lord. Does it have to be a positive word?
Not necessarily.
Um,
If you want me to go first, I can.
yes, yes, please.
Um, I would like to say that in one word, mine would be perseverance. Um, only because I feel like multiple times throughout my life, I've kept myself going in many different things where I didn't think that it was going to keep going. And so I would hope that perseverance is a way that people could describe me in one word.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of thought of something. I don't mean to like piggyback off of what you said,
Nah, you
but
good?
this is both something I've been struggling with recently, and there are some benefits to it. But I immediately thought of the word stubborn. um, Recently, I've been trying to do a lot of things, and it's been pretty apparent that maybe I try a little too hard sometimes, and I might be a little closed-minded when it comes to some things. But at the same time, that stubbornness can also easily into determination and perseverance. So it's not all bad.
Right, and I think I deal with that myself at times where most of my life I've been closed-minded about a lot, whether that's politics or, whatever it is. Um, and more recent, I think I've tried to, open up a little bit more. I think you would know that more than anyone, that, widen the scale of what my mind is. I don't think in all cases that a closed mindset is a bad thing. It especially depends on what it is, but I do.
Right. I mean, oh, sorry.
No, no, you go ahead, homie.
Well, no, I immediately lost the thought. I'm not gonna lie.
Um, I feel like for certain things though, I I've almost feel like you gotta adapt to times a little bit,
Right.
and that was a struggle for me. And I'm definitely more lenient now. I think there's more room to grow for sure. Um, because I don't think we're ever done growing. I mean,
Right.
they say 25, but like you're still forming who you are as you live.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
the
not like your body stops growing when you turn 25. Your mind never stops changing.
right, and I'm gonna be cheesy and quote Deadpool 2. Um, well, we don't live a little bit until we die a little bit, don't we? Or something like that. It's close, I know, but I think that's true. Where like the more you live life and the more you have these experiences, it just builds who you are as a person.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and I think starting this now, at the ages that we are, I think we're just starting to like get the grasp of what the world is, like truly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wild thing. Like I don't even know, and I don't know why this brings me to this point, but we're seniors now, which is wild.
I don't want to be. I'm not
That's
okay.
that's so fair. But and it feels like in every other year, I felt young, even in the position that I was.
Hmm.
And I still feel like the case where like I don't feel like I'm one of the oldest people in the students in the school.
Right.
I don't feel that.
I mean, I think I literally am, but
You
that's it.
you're up there. But that's not a bad thing. Like you're not like you didn't get held back.
Right.
Where there are people in our grade that did get held back that are older than you.
Fair.
But
And I mean, also to add to it, I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but they'd almost put me in. I don't remember if it was a grade lower or a grade above because I was so close to the cutoff date because of my age.
really, that is wild. And I know another close friend of ours that actually did happen.
Hmm.
Um, Lucas, he's actually I think it's September of '07 or November. I do apologize for forgetting, but they pushed him down to the grade below us, which is
Wow.
interesting. Speaking of him, we were just talking about the LG Wing today. I don't know because he has one. His is a little broken, but he has an LG Wing. To be honest, I forgot that phone existed, but that's okay. He's also my horror movie buddy. Just horror movies.
Hmm.
I don't know. I have an obsession.
I really do wish I liked horror movies more. It's such a popular genre. I'm way too anxious of a person to enjoy them.
And I was for a long time, but It's probably a bad thing. I do feel like I'm desensitized now.
Mm.
I was in forensics class today, and I was hearing people talk about Terrifier 3. I mean, were popular kids, and I wasn't expecting that. Because, like, yeah, Terrifier 3 is a popular movie, but it's not like Avengers Endgame,
Right.
where everyone was talking about it. I heard a whole table of popular kids talking about Terrifier 3 and how gross it was and how one of them almost threw up. One of them, and I don't want to name drop them because that'd be rude, but one of them was your ex,
Oh,
and she was just saying how horrible it was. She tried to watch it by herself and she just couldn't do it. And I'm like, I saw it twice in theaters and I walked out fine. And so I think I'm just different. Like, to be fair though, the first time I saw it, the opening sequence in that film did make my stomach turn a little bit. Um, but other than that, I was fine. And not to get into another random sensitive topic, but the second time I watched it, the scene that got to me a little bit. And I'm only going to use implications, and if you connect the dots, then congratulations for you people out there. There's a scene in an attic in Terrifier 3, where a woman of sorts uses a glass shard on herself, and probably not the way that you would think. And that scene's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's different. So,
um, well, I haven't seen the movie, but that's certainly putting some interesting images in my head. So,
oh, let's just say, and I hate to use this wording. Let's just say that she made a mess. I hated that I did that, but
okay.
it was weird. And I don't think that imagery, I can watch the shower scene, but for whatever reason, that scene, both times, that scene is the one that, for whatever reason, it's gonna stick in my mind for a while. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. Um, do you have any new music coming out?
Do I have? I do actually. I think you, Axel person, have. I
That's
don't know
me.
why I said that. I think yeah, I think you have already heard it because, admittedly, I did make it at the start of the month, but I wanted to wait till Halloween to upload it because it
That
is Halloween themed.
I know what you're talking about, and that is a ballin' piece of music right there. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, and I'll try to put at the end of this video, if I edit
Um,
our social medias.
right. If you do that, I might have to send you a new version because I don't think the version you heard was the final copy. So,
Oh, that's even more intriguing. But for sure. Um, what are hot topics at the moment? What is something that you've seen recently that it's just like that's interesting to you?
um, I'm like such a boring person, so
Nah,
I don't know.
we have an election coming up in like a week.
Right, I was gonna mention that. I didn't know if you wanted to go in that
No, no,
direction, but yeah.
I think it's good to be, as open as we possibly can be to a limit. Um, there are limits. I'm not gonna go ahead and give you some political campaign, but I will say there's a United States election happening on November 5th. Um, what
Yeah,
happens?
that's fun.
It is, and what happens after that day, I don't know. Right? It's it's always up in the air, but this one, I guess I could say this about everyone, but this one does feel a little different. Um,
Well, I mean, this one is like so close. I don't know how close
it
you've been paying attention to it, but it's really
I
close.
have been paying attention to it, and it is really close right now. Um, and that is surprising to me because I thought like the second that Trump got shot, I'm like, oh, he won.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I still think he's gonna end
I
up winning, but
I do think he has
I
the edge.
also was expecting him to just run away with it.
Yeah, and because I don't care who you are, I don't care what party you're. Killing him's not the answer.
Oh no, not at all.
And so political violence is always going to sway people one way or another. And I thought it was going to sway in his favor, but it's actually even at the moment. So I really don't know. I do think, and I'll look it up. I don't remember what election it was, but I think it was like um, the 2000 election or whatever. There was really close, and it came down to like the state of Florida.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that. Or hearing about that.
yeah,
I
we
obviously
have an
didn't live
amazing
through them.
teacher. I don't know if he was the one that told you, but our history teacher
Yes,
from last
yes.
year, dude, he's great. I'll name drop him someday, but y'all know who he is, and he's a great individual. I saw him today. Um, but he's such a W individual, and
Hmm.
he taught us about that day or that election, and it all came down to the state of Florida, which the mayor was George Bush's brother or whatever. Which,
Hmm.
again, I don't care you. That's a little suspicious.
Right.
like, I don't know about that. like, obviously, there's gonna be bias there. I think the best thing is when you know political powers in some ways are unbiased.
Hmm.
Just let it go out. Whatever wins, whoever wins wins. Right? I don't. You know, I used to know a lot more about politics, but I know a fair amount now.
I think I probably know less now than I used to, but that's fine.
That that's also probably because I used to be the super political person. Um, and I'm not now. I try not to
Right.
be.
It's that, and I just like stopped caring, honestly.
That's fair too. I feel like once we actually have the right to vote, it might matter more to us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was so close this year.
You are so close, bro. Um,
Less than a month off.
less than a month too. Yeah, no, it's literally less than a month. That's wild. I do think though that the next time around, 2028, we're gonna have a lot of younger candidates, and I think it's gonna widen our perspective a little more, which is
Mm.
always nice. Yeah, I've always found it stupid, even when it was strongly political. Why do we only have two candidates? At the end of the day, we have the primaries. It just really comes down to two. You
I mean, I think that's mostly due to the fact that there's two parties.
that's true, but there's also independents,
Right.
and I don't really ever see an independent president.
That is true.
It's just different. It is interesting. You can write whoever you want in though, and wildly enough, I think it was 2020. I think Kanye West got like 3% of votes.
Yeah, it happens. That's
Yeah, that did not age well, at all. We almost we almost had Hitler Jr. in there. That would have been something. I don't know, but yeah, no, for real. I can't believe that we're almost even that close to being able to vote. It's just wild. I'm looking here. I have this journal that I had a bunch of people write stuff in, and I was going to choose. Not that there's that many, but I was going to choose an episode each and just read a random one. Um, well, I flipped to one, and I'm not going to read that one. Um, and so we're going to read the one under that, and that Nicholas Cage is the best, and that is factual information for anyone who didn't know. Yeah. Um, I love the one right under it is from a buddy of mine, or you know him too, because he's related to a friend group that I believe you were part of, Jordan. and
Hmm.
I have his. I can't even read it. I'm not making fun of him, but I think he was just in a rush, and yeah, I can't.
That's totally fair, though. I mean, sometimes I feel like my handwriting isn't even legible, so.
My handwriting's only gotten better because I've, you know, journaled for however many days now.
Yeah, right. Just crazy, by the way. How? How do you do something like that?
It's
I don't
it's going
understand.
on 230 now
Good lord.
in a row, consistent without stopping. I'll be doing it tonight. It's a process
I
for
could
sure.
never. I'm like the most inconsistent person ever, so something like that is just not possible to me.
Oh, and I am too. For sure. And I've found now, I've done it for almost a year. Well, not almost. I'm 135 days almost away from being a year. But I've done it like over half a year now. And I've gotten a format that I'm comfortable with, that I can just do every day, that isn't going to take a horribly long time to write out, and it still works. So,
Hmm.
I did want to talk about today, since tomorrow is Halloween, spooky stories. Why not?
Spooky stories.
Who
I'm
doesn't love some?
horrible.
It could be real life, it could be, something that you come up with in your head. And I just got a DM.
Oh,
Anyway, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see that DM. I'll come back to you, buddy. I think you know who it was. Um,
yeah. I can certainly guess.
I'll come back to him. Um, but I'll start off the spooky stories. Um, from when I was like 5 to 13 ish, I slept in on a futon in our TV room. And I always kept it in couch mode. That's probably extremely weird for most people to hear. I can sleep on anything. I'm not gonna lie. And one night, I decided to. Well, I can wake up in the middle of the night at like 2 in the morning or whatever, and get a glass of water, use the bathroom, whatever. And I did that one night, and I woke up and I walked out of the room, and I noticed that the living room light on in my house was on. Again, it
Oh,
was like 3 a.m. and that was different, and so I looked in that direction, and when I looked in that direction, this is probably just me being tired, and that's the only logical explanation for this. I saw a black figure walk across the room.
oh, hell no.
And in that moment, I went and used the bathroom, and I went back to bed because I was not dealing with that.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, nah. If you got a spooky story, go ahead. But I got more in the chamber because a lot of weird
Um.
things have happened.
Well, this is like a super short thing that happened quite recently. It might have even been last week. I don't remember, but um, there's a room in my house that nobody really goes in, and we just use it as a guest bedroom. But I don't know if this happened like 2 or 3 times. It was definitely more than once, but we've been randomly finding the light on in there. Um, and I asked everyone around my house, and everyone said, no, I haven't been in there. I don't know why the light's on. And every time I turn it back off, but we keep finding the light on in that room. And we're just a little suspicious of that.
Nah, and that is strange, especially like you live in an old house,
Oh, yeah, this house was built, um, it was
1800s,
built, it was 1880, I believe.
1880, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's weird. I don't like things that aren't supposed to be the way that they are. Um,
Hmm.
that to me, the unexplainable is what in real life is scary to me. Um, for instance, the real life case of John Benet Ramsey, the unsolved murder of a 6-year-old girl. The fact that they did not find that guy, or I guess it could be a woman, though I have my own theories of what happened, the fact that they did not have a confident answer of who did that, just the unexplainable, that's terrifying to me. Um, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Because whoever did that, and it wasn't even an accident. Like, and I'm not gonna go into graphic detail of what happened to John Benet Ramsey. If you know, you know. Um, it was no accident, okay? And the fact that whoever did that is roaming the streets, that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's not a great thought to think.
Yeah, no, but yeah, but yeah, no. Having random lights turn on, wonderful. Always fun.
Yeah, especially in the room that nobody goes in. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
that's
yeah, no. I feel like every room or every house has that one room that like no one goes in. Um, no one wants to go in, and then when something weird happens, you're like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not going in there. Um, at least to me, that's what happens.
hmm
For my second story, another real life event that happened. I hinted towards this earlier. Well, it's not actually what happened, but basically, my grandmother passed away, and when she did, it was our responsibility as a family to, get rid of her stuff, sell the house, whatever. And to me, that house was already creepy. 'Cause similar to yours, it was built in the 1800s. Okay, and it's freaky, and I don't like it. And a lot of weird things have happened in that house that I didn't even see, and a lot of stuff I did see. But one time, it was the night before we were gonna have a rummage sale. She had a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna call her a hoarder because I don't want to be disrespectful, but like, she had a lot of stuff, and so we were gonna have a rummage sale. But the night before, my aunt called me and my dad, and she was like, "Can you go over to the house and move a couple things just so we're all ready to for tomorrow?" We're like, "Sure, why not?" And we go over there, and it's like 9:30 at night, which in the summer isn't that bad because that's sunset time. And so I wasn't that worried about it because this was the summertime. And we went in there and we were moving stuff. And I know her door. Like, her door has a very distinct sound to me. Always has. When we were moving stuff, could have sworn I heard that door open and close twice. Ain't no one was there. The only that.
oh no.
Dude, that doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's, again, the unexplainable.
mhm
And I think that's what a lot of people are creeped out by. It's just like what you can't explain.
mhm
And I know we've talked about it before, but like demons and stuff, that stuff gets weird, especially when you can't explain it.
mhm.
For instance, in The Conjuring 2, which is loosely based on real case files, to an exaggerated sense, okay? I don't need people out there being like, oh, The Conjuring 2 is real. But the whole Conjuring series is, loosely based on real case files. Well, that real case file, there's real recordings of a little girl with what sounds like an authentic 75-year-old man voice coming out of her. I don't know about that one. That's a little weird.
Damn.
Yeah, it's yeah. But yeah. Halloween time's great, bro. I love
I
Halloween.
do like Halloween.
Halloween's fun. And I was just talking to our amazing, amazing friend Nick. I will name drop him because I don't care that much. I care about him. I'll name drop him. It's fine. He's not gonna watch this anyway. He's afraid of technology or something.
I
Um,
mean, Nick is like a super common name, anyways.
it is too, especially in our school, dude. There's like 15 of them.
I
I
know. Why there's so many?
I don't know if like '07 was a popular time for Nick, but like, oh, actually he's '06, so
He's
that
he's he's like 3 days from being '07.
he literally is like 3 days from being '07, which is wild. I call him old anyway. I'm not. That's not me calling you old. That's just me wanting to call him old.
He
Um,
deserves it. It's okay.
it's fine. But we were just talking today. I was saying that besides Christmas, I do think Halloween's my favorite holiday. Like genuinely, Thanksgiving's great and all, but like Halloween's just fun. Like,
hmm
and I told him that, and he about had a conniption. Um, he about had a seizure in the senior lounge, and I know why, but still, how can one not enjoy Halloween even to the point where they're gonna have a seizure in the senior lounge?
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Like,
Um, I I think for me, right, there's really two seasons, being Halloween and Christmas, that you really just feel the vibes for. It
oh,
almost
a hundred
it
percent.
just feels different than every other time of year.
And and I wholeheartedly agree with that because I'll admit the vibe between Thanksgiving and Halloween is somewhat similar. They are fall time holidays, and I think the reason why Halloween feels original with its vibes is because it comes first, and it's right when the leaves are starting to change,
hmm
and it all just hits just right, and I love it. I don't like the cold. That's why I'm going to Florida, but everything else about it's just great.
I mean, even for me, like someone who's not really into horror all that much, I just think it's fun.
Oh, 100% is. I have a great time. Well, as you know, I think most people, if watching this, if you know who I am, you know what my favorite movie is of like all time, and it's The Shining, which is a horror film that I think to this day holds up. It's still scary, and it has one of the best performances in a horror movie of all time. So, yeah, Halloween. I love Halloween. I don't know if I've said that, but I love Halloween. It's great.
I'm honestly not sure what my plans look like tomorrow. I'm kind of just playing it by ear. I haven't really spoken to any of my friends about what they're gonna do, so I might be hanging around Watkins. I don't know.
That would be lit. If you do, let me know. For real.
Are you gonna be there too?
Hey, if you're hanging around Watkins, I'm hanging around Watkins.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy. Um,
yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be there, so that'll
yeah,
be fun.
yeah. We'll talk about it for sure. Um, sorry, I just got a snap flipping me off. Um, anyway,
Lovely.
it's a group chat. I anyway. So I think it would also be fun because I don't know how many people are gonna watch this. I mean, hopefully a fair amount. Enough to make it worth it. Though I think it's just fun anyway. To be fair,
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast with this.
Me too. I love this.
Yeah, no, and it's nice that we can finally actually do this.
Yeah, we've talked about it for so long.
We've
We
been,
just
yeah, we've been talking about this for like 2 years. Um, we were even talking about this when we briefly did the Framebows podcast. That was a long time ago. like,
man.
and I do think it would be awesome to get the one and only Zach on here, dude. That'd be an hour and a half of just straight shenanigans, bro.
That'd be great though.
Your brother too. Your brother is also an entertaining individual.
That would be very interesting.
Especially, um, you know, your brothers, and yeah, we all know how that goes. But I do think it would be fun. What I was gonna go with that is to just get into like drama. I think everyone enjoys a little bit of drama.
Of course.
Um, and I think at least for the time being, not name drop, but like it's just fun to get into drama, is it not? Like,
hmm
and recent drama. I was part of a friend group that you were part of, and now I'm not.
Oh.
Drama. Dude, I'm going for it, bro. I'm going for it. Um, nah, it's so wild. I feel like, and part of that is like getting to your senior year. At least for me, a lot of things changed.
Mhm.
And that's part of it. Uh, and I think the real turning point was that amazing day that you and a few other of our friends, we all just walked around. Um, that was just awesome.
Mhm.
And it was in that moment where I felt like I know who my concrete friends are, right? Like I know who my ride or dies are.
Mhm.
I know who are questionable. Um, but still, at the end of the day, you know, I know how my life's gonna play out, at least for a while. That's always fun, right?
Mhm.
But yeah.
And I don't say this just to talk you up or anything, but I've had a lot of friend groups in the past, and they normally last for like a year or two. You know, it is what it is. But there has always been one person that's been a part of all of that, always, and that's been you.
Oh shucks. Not. I will second that. We've now almost. I think we've now known each other for a decade, and that may not sound like whoa, lisp. Hello. Um, that may not sound like a long time to some people that may watch this, but we've lived 17 years, and so that's the majority of our lifetimes.
Right.
And so pretty much since like I've had a memory. Well, I think we started getting memories at around 5.
Yeah, that my first memory is my fifth birthday, actually.
And yeah, and we met each other around 7 in 4th grade. No, was it 2nd grade? No, no, it's 2nd grade. What am I talking
Second
about,
grade.
bro? Bro, I apologize. I'm falling apart over here. Um, we met in grade 2. That was 10 years ago. We're seniors now. We are 10 grades above that. Unreal. Like,
Wow.
and I do think that was 2014.
It
Something like that.
it must have been.
It must have been. It was close at least.
Well, I think I mean I always get the date wrong, and my mom always yells at me for it. But whatever. I'm pretty sure I moved here somewhere around like March, April of 2015.
So I
I
mean, it's close. Um, that's wild though. I was just thinking about March, and then immediately I got flashbacks to COVID.
Ooh.
Dude, what a time to be in school.
Oh my God.
Dude, what a time was that?
It's just straight
Uh,
depression simulator, no lie.
it was too. I feel like we both, just from like Discord, we could talk here for 4 hours about stories from just Discord from that time.
Oh yeah.
Um, a lot of interesting stuff happened. Um,
Yeah, maybe they weren't all the greatest things, but
no, and oh, they definitely weren't. Um, and they all had different effects. Um, and I was just thinking too, this may not resonate with you as much, but it, for whatever reason, resonates with me. John Wick, Chapter 1 is now 10 years old. What the heck? Where did time go, bruh? Like, I just don't understand. I look back, even 4 years ago, at like my post that I did on YouTube or my Instagram posts. I feel like such a different person now. I think COVID just aged us.
it really did.
Because I think we got the blunt end of that stick.
Hmm.
Being in school, we were what 8th grade, ninth or seventh
Eighth
grade, Eighth?
It was the end of seventh, and then
Yeah, end of
uh,
seventh, beginning.
most of eighth grade, if not all of it.
Yeah, it was like, dude, they did that horrible. We were stuck in one room. Um, teachers came in there, and we were in school 2 days, and then everyone was remote on Wednesday, and then the latter half of the it was all alphabetical too, and the latter half of the alphabet was the other 2 days. What kind of schedule is that?
Yeah, that's so whack. I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, why? Why were we home on Wednesdays? That doesn't make any sense.
Um, yeah, I do. I really don't understand. I think you were in Mr. Scott's class, weren't you?
Hmm.
Not to name drop the guy. I was in Connolly's room. We were right across the hall from each other, and we never saw each other. And that is just a wild thing to think about.
Wow.
Where you're in school, where it is technically a social place where you see your friends. Like,
Oh, for sure.
and I've always, told people like a benefit of school is being able to see my friends in person almost every day.
Hmm.
Being in
One
school
of the.
and not, oh, sorry,
No, you're good. Keep going.
being in school and not being able to see your friends, it's not a fun time. Um,
Oh yeah.
because that's just school with none of the good part of
Right.
it. It's just,
That is what I was going to say. Like, seeing your friends is one of the few benefits I enjoy about school.
yeah, no, and I do feel like to that point, being locked in that room, that was the only year I got a write up. The only year I got ISS. To be fair, I guess I shouldn't have put those Eminem lyrics in a math assignment, but still, I was locked in one
I
room.
mean,
I had cabin fever.
right. I mean, I'll just go out and say it. That was the only year when I've actually cheated on something that mattered. So,
Yeah, no, and it's because it almost felt like it didn't matter either.
right. I mean, I think they were required to pass us. I don't think we could fail. So,
And no, I really don't think we could. And that leads me to my last point with that. Um, or honestly, it's good to talk about it because I don't feel like anyone talks about it anymore. Like, that was a huge chunk of our lives that we're not getting back. It happened, right? And we're in 2024, and there's still a little bit of remnants of it.
oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
but I will say, and I guess I'll do him the kindness of not name dropping him, but we had a science teacher that was a straight up pedophile. Um,
Yeah, I heard about that.
I had him. It was his first
Oh,
and it was
you
his
had
last year.
him?
Oh, I had him. And we were stuck in one room with him. I mean, we straight up. He tried to convince people to go out to his car. That I not. I'm not joking. His car was white,
Oh,
and he said, "Go out to my car and get candy with me." I'm not joking. That's a real sentence I
that
heard multiple times.
is the most suspicious behavior I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and then one day he got mad at us, and he got this really weird look on his face, and he slammed the door, and I don't know what he was doing, but he had his hand in his pocket, looking like he was grasping something. I'm like, what is about to happen, bro? I'm not.
And
I was in that room, and I'm like, I'm not about to be part of this. Like, get me out of here.
that sounds horrible.
I always remember that year too. That was eighth grade. We were eighth graders. Like,
Man, thank thank God I got out of that by being in the advanced classes.
yeah, no, and this man is big brain. If y'all didn't know, this man is so smart. And but no, he was so weird. I honestly just 18, bro. Just wait till you're 18. Wait, or wait till
Yeah.
you're 18.
Well,
Honestly, how hard is it? I don't understand. I
it's
even
really not. It's
yeah.
not hard at all.
I even look at it from the perspective of someone who's almost 18. I will not be looking at anyone who's under that. It's not right. If you're if you are, considered a legal adult, that means that you are a legal adult and you know the responsibilities that, you know, come with that.
Hmm.
And that includes not looking at minors. Not to disrespect. Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
That did happen.
Bro thinks that he's just gonna walk off and play some chess. No, not happening, brother.
It's just not okay.
It's yeah, no, but that happened. I got locked in a room with a pedophile.
Man, I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a tagline for you. I did a room with a pedophile.
Wow.
um, but yeah, no, that was, and we were just talking about that because we have this new teacher, and I won't name drop him either because he's new, and I've talked to you about him before, right? The
One
economics
second.
teacher. Oh, my bad. The weather's getting cold out there. This episode is sponsored by me. Check out my amazing YouTube channel and his. Yeah, you y'all know what to do. It's sponsored by Fortnite Llama as well. Fortnite Llama is, a company. What happened to Fortnite though? Like, is Fortnite real? Like, genuinely, is Fortnite real? I remember when Fortnite roughly came out. Gaming Zeke and I, or most of y'all know his name is Zach by now. I witnessed him play, Battle Royale on Fortnite. We even tried to recreate it in real life. Sorry, I was just talking about Fortnite and how.
It's okay. I got like totally jump scared. I didn't really get jump scared. I was just surprised by the unmute sound. I was not expecting that.
I haven't heard. Hold on, bro. What the heck? Anyway, I was just talking about that. At one point in me and Zach's life, we tried to make a Fortnite IRL video. There's this video out there of us playing Fortnite IRL.
Wow.
It's a real thing, dude. We grew up in like the last great generation. I don't care what you say the last great generation is. I'm not gonna say that Gen Z is that because it's not, but it was still fun to grow up when we did.
Right. I mean, I tell you what, Gen Alpha is definitely not a great
Oh
generation.
no, oh, you know, what the Sigma, bro? What the Sigma? I can't even say that, bro.
It literally makes me cringe so
It's so
bad.
bad. You know that Alpha Skid Riz toilet.
Oh my god.
Add a little bit of Ohio in there. It's so bad. But yeah, no. Um, I do feel like I don't know how long each episode will go, but we're almost to an hour.
Oh, wow.
I know, dude, that flew by,
It really did.
and I do think, and that's how I was gonna like segue into that end of the episode. Is like this podcast is true, like two real lifelong friends.
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of podcasts are out there where they do sit down and talk with each other or whatever, but a lot of it's like not authentic. Um,
Right.
and for us, I think it is because like we've known each other for so long, and I think we just know each other so well,
Hmm.
and I think that will be the fun of this podcast, where you'll also get to know us a little bit. And this has been like 2 years in the making, and it's finally happening.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy that it's actually happening. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm so happy. I don't know why. It just makes me such a happy camper.
Oh yeah, I've had a smile on my face this whole time.
Oh, me too. And I think that just spreads itself to the authenticity of what this is. And I do think it would be cool eventually to like, obviously doing it through Discord, easy, but to do an in-person one every once in a while.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool. And also, having guests in person too just adds, when you're all in the same room together. It just adds to that authenticity. But yeah, no. I am Axel. My social medias are Axel Elger, YouTube, Axel the Irishman on Instagram. Follow and like and subscribe all to my videos. You know what to do. Who are you?
I'm Kylan. I think on all of my social media platforms now, I do go by Gizzy Kitty Music. You can find me on Newgrounds and YouTube, although my YouTube channel is kind of dead. Oops.
Yeah. Um, you know,
But
yeah.
yeah, I pretty much only ever post music there, but
Nah, this man's
I have a
music is
great time
so
doing
good.
it.
Nah. Yeah.
So I'm told.
Nah, this man's music's so good. Like, you look at his content that he makes, which is this amazing music, and then you look at the trashy movie reviews that I do.
Oh, come on.
Nah, nah, dude, it's not even a comparison. Um, but I do think
I
the fun part is that we're both trying to, live a passion. You know.
right. And I think it's so easy saying from the person who's doing it that you think you're not that great because at least for me, in my eyes, I always want to be perfect, right? And if you always look at it like that, you're always going to fall short because it's pretty much impossible to be perfect.
Oh, it is too, and I feel like that's also for us part of the, what our goals are and what our passions are. Like for me, movies, and for you, music. And it's artsy things. It's where you try to just make it as perfect as possible,
Hmm.
and then it always feels like you fall short. At least for me, it does.
Oh yeah, me too.
Um, and that's okay. I mean, there's always room for that. Leaves room for growth, though,
Hmm.
and I think that's great. But I think as long as it's down with you, I think we do a weekly episode.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
awesome.
yeah. I don't know what today is. Wednesday? Every Wednesday?
Sure.
Why not, bro? Um, and we'll just sit down and have a little chat with y'all. It's nothing serious. It's nothing deep. It's just two friends chatting, and that's why that is the name of the podcast. Is two friends chatting. Um, I will see y'all in the next episode. You can do an outro if you want to. Um,
Bye.
yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.